Hey guys, got another knife review. This right here is the DPX HEST folder. This is the 2.0 version. I just got this today, so just gonna be initial impressions. Pretty much all of my reviews, quote-unquote reviews, are just initial impressions. Just telling you a little bit about the knife, what I think about it. And I have to tell you, I really wasn't expecting too much from this knife, just because, I don't know, I've kind of had a love-hate relationship with it. When I first saw it, I don't know, I just didn't get it. The bottle opener and the driver hole, it just seemed a little corny to me. For such a relatively expensive knife, it just seemed a little cheesy to have a bottle opener on the blade. But after watching some reviews, Jay Davis has a good review on it. I kind of started to like it, and actually the shape of the knife, really is sort of intriguing to me now. I really like the design. The bottle opener really doesn't bother me anymore. I actually sort of like it. You can also use it as a kind of a wave feature, like an Emerson wave, sort of like a fast deployment out of the pocket type thing. The blade shape is really cool. I really like the aggressive belly on the shape on the blade. Just the overall look of the knife and the design is actually pretty sweet. So basically that's where I'm at with it right now. And also, it's a really sweet size. It's quite a bit smaller than I thought it would be, actually, which is sort of a good thing. I have a lot of medium to large size knives, that are good. Just, I don't know, a little bit big. Pretty much most of my folders are 3.5 inches and up. And this one's only 3.1 inches. So it's kind of a shorter blade than most knives, so it's kind of a nice departure. It's a little bit more compact. It's got a very nice build to it. It's extremely well made and heavy duty. It's got a really nice blade stock to it. It's about 0.18 of an inch. 0.18, not 1/8 of an inch. I think that's about 4 mils, maybe a tad over. Just a little bit shy of a 5mm blade stock that I have on my Boker Albatross. But I mean, it's still really thick. It's a nice slab of D2. This is the first knife I have that has had D2, so it's nice to add a D2 blade to my collection. It's got a pretty sweet DLC coating to it. DLC is renowned for being pretty tough, to wear. Can get some work done with this thing and not really have it get all scratched up like a normal, maybe like a Teflon coated blade. So that's nice. It's got a really nice G10. I guess this would be called like a Ranger Green G10 handle. Really nice texture. It's actually, if you have a SNG with the Ranger Green G10, it's pretty much the same exact thing. This one just might be a little bit more like foliage, where this one's kind of just more subdued, but the texture is virtually identical. So it's got a really nice grippy texture to it. I like that. I like the more aggressive G10 grips because they're less prone to show markings and wear, like the really fine, minuscule, textures. They can kind of get rubbed out, but this texture pattern's more robust in my opinion. So you can see here the blade shape. It's got a really nice blade shape. It's kind of got a curvature up here on the top of the spine, which is pretty unique. and it's got a very large curvature here on the bottom of the belly. It lends itself very well to many cutting tasks. You have a ambidextrous thumb stud. It's got some nice jimping up here, which I guess can double as wire strippers, and it's some really aggressive stuff. If you get the meat of your thumb down in there, it's really really great jimping. It's very aggressive. Here you have a you pivot. It's kind of a decorative, like a strider type pivot, but you can work it with just a standard star key wrench. No problem at all. I've got this thing loosened up, to the perfect point where it's nice and fast deployment, but still super strong lockup, no blade play. So that's really nice. I like having fast deployment and strong lockup. Got some thick handles here. You have your G10 is pretty thick, as well as your titanium. Titanium is really nice. It's a stone wash. It's a really nice stone wash. It's very coarse. Texture or look on the wash, but it's absolutely smooth. There's no texture to it, which is pretty nice. The pocket clip is, it's alright. It's a little large and obtrusive, I'd say, but I mean, it functions okay. Does what a pocket clip's supposed to do. Obviously, this is a titanium frame lock. It's got nice tension to it. It's not sticky at all, which is nice. Also, you have this rotoblock feature, which is kind of a staple of line steel. You can see line steel down there in the inside of the backspacer. Now, there's a lot of controversy about the rotoblock. I mean, there's people that say that it's completely useless, and there's people that really like it. And I'd say I'm more on the side where I think it's pretty useful, and it'd be more useful than it would be not useful. By saying that, I kind of mean it's not obtrusive. I mean, just look at it. It doesn't take up any space. It doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't take away from the look of the blade. I actually like the look. It's not bulky. It doesn't add any weight. But what it does is it, locks. I turned it. Now I have my frame locked into place, and essentially what I can do now is do anything I want with this knife, and not worry about it failing. Generally, frame locks, all frame locks, if you get them wet, get them muddy, and you do some seriously hard stabbing or whatever kind of motion you do, torture test or whatever. I don't know how many real life circumstances are going to be like that, but you can definitely make a frame lock fail, doing a spine whack after getting it all lubed up and muddy. With this, that's never ever going to happen unless somehow the rotolock disengages, which it likely wouldn't, because your hand's going to be covering it. But you can put this thing in the mud all you want, get it soaking wet. You can smash this thing on its spine 1,000 times, and that lock is not going to disengage. So to me, it just adds another sense of security, and it just makes it overall more robust when it's in its lock position, because it is essentially a fixed blade. I mean, it does have limitations, here, with the pivot. Obviously, if you really do some prying with it, you're gonna get some play, and eventually you'd probably pry open the pivot or the scales, and the blade would probably come loose. Whereas with a fixed blade, you wouldn't have that issue. But I definitely think that this does make it an extremely strong folding knife without adding any bulk to it at all, in my opinion. It's easily engaged, easily disengaged. You don't need a wrench, you just use your thumb. It's about a third of a turn, if even, maybe a quarter of a turn, and then you have it engaged. And it's, when you have it engaged, it's absolutely solid. There's no vertical or horizontal movement on the lock bar at all. So it's extremely solid. There's no play. Yeah, so that's my stance on it. I mean, obviously I haven't gone out and tested it, but in theory it's gonna make the knife pretty much, you know, as robust as one can expect a folding knife to ever be. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's got a glass breaker down here. I picked this up on USN secondhand, but it was new. So this one didn't actually come with the tool, but I think the tool comes with all of them. And it also comes with a replacement screw head, just a flat screw for the pocket clip, which I would have liked. I don't know why I didn't get it, but you know, I'll have to see about that. You know, that's pretty much it. That's my initial impressions with this knife. I would like to make this a user because I just think it's an extremely tough and strong knife, but that remains to be seen. Who knows? Alright, well, that's pretty much it. I thank you for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel for some more reviews. Thanks.